What is going on, everybody? It is that time of the year again. We have our brand new agent slowly being teased. I think this new agent is going to be one of the biggest releases after some time. And when I say big release, I'm talking about the agent being a part of something a lot bigger than just a brand new character added to the game. The last time we got major new agents added, in my opinion at least, was all the way back with Clove and Vice. Clove being the meta breaking agent with the ability to smoke after dying and also being the only immortal agent, and Vice having 100 teasers back to back and her potential ties to Radivors back at the time. Both these agents were also part of the hype and build up to the lore surrounding the Scions of Hourglass, and ultimately the release of the map Abyss. It was a frenzy of lore and stories and just general hype back to back with these agents. And in my opinion, the agents Tejo, Wele, and Vito didn't really meet the same level of hype or grand impact to the lore of the game as these two agents did. But I think Agent 30 is going to be different. Right now, we are at a very critical moment in Valorant's lore story. We have several agents that are down, injured, and the only person that can heal them, who is Sage, is also struggling with her powers. It seems like everything is falling apart, but this new teaser tells us that whoever this new agent is potentially has a connection to Sage. And before I continue, let's watch the teaser and then break it down. Okay, now let's break it down. Just kidding. Okay, so there's not too much information given in this teaser that we don't already know. The video starts off with a recap of what happened in the previous cinematic, with Omega Viper and a couple other agents launching an attack on Alpha Earth in Mexico. We know that several agents were down, including Raze, Sova, Reyna, and Brimstone. After the smoke settled, we have a bird's eye view of the aftermath, with Sova down, Raze down, and Killjoy hovering above her crying. And this should be Brimstone here, all green and weird, probably because of what the poison did to him after Omega Viper basically suffocated him in it. And what I find interesting is that Sage is hovering over Reyna and trying to save her first. I don't know if this is because her injuries are worse. I don't really think that's why. Brimstone is their leader, and if anything, he is basically dead already and should be prioritized, I guess. Sova is most likely still alive because he got shot in his good eye from a dart from Omega Sova. We're not too sure what happened to Raze exactly, and with Reyna, we saw her smack her head into the ground. Obviously, all of them need to be looked after, but I find that having Sage prioritize Reyna here is significant, and if you remember back to the Why We Fight cinematic when Killjoy was killed, at the very end when Sage was able to bring her back, Sage was in pain and on her knees injured after exerting her powers, and the only person by her side was Reyna. So I think the connection between these two are a lot stronger than it may appear, even to the point where Sage prioritizes Reyna's life over the others. This could even be a potential relationship brewing into the future, but that's a story for another video. As the video continues, we see Killjoy over Raze sobbing, and it looks like Raze has been killed. Just a reminder that in Valorant's universe, the agents are not necessarily killed in the traditional sense, but just incapacitated, as David Nottingham stated a few weeks ago on when situations like this occur. We then see Sage trying her hardest to save Reyna and heal her. She is struggling, and the more she tries, the more these crystals begin to grow on her body. They form on her upper back, spreading to her neck, her arms, and even her face. And it's not just that she's struggling to use her powers, but it looks like it does cause her pain as well in doing so. She even lets a tear drop here as she struggles. But this could also just be sadness because she isn't able to save Reyna and the others due to her condition. But either way, Sage is not okay. As she closes her eyes, we get hit with a flash and Sage is seen sitting on this pillar of crystals in an entire room that seems to be made of this. In front of her is a larger tower of these crystals, and it looks like a statue of Sage frozen on top. It also kind of looks like a throne if I'm being honest. But either way, as Sage catches her breath, she hears voices coming from the statue. We also see a wave of colors flying by. It's really similar to the color scheme of Waylay, but I don't think that she's related to this. The waves of these colors continue, and she continues to hear the voices again, which are in a different language. And ultimately, the statue cracks, and the voice speaks in English, telling Sage, "Don't give up." The video goes to black with an audio of Sage breathing, almost like she's gasping at the voice in the background. Now, this crystal realm that we saw earlier has been seen before in the Why We Fight cinematic, again back when Sage was saving Killjoy. So this realm is one that Sage tends to travel into, and it almost seems like she channels her powers from here. But how is Agent 30 relevant in all of this? So we have 4 major teasers for this agent in this video. The first teaser is that Agent 30 is most likely going to be a guy because of his voice. The second teaser is that Agent 30 is connected to Sage on a deeper level. They could be friends or even family. My theory is that Agent 30 may be someone at the monastery in China where Sage studied at. Over there, she was taught about balance, action, and reaction, and most likely learned how to master her powers there. And because of all these years Sage has been using her powers, and the rest of the protocol, including herself, probably didn't realize that it all comes at a grand cost, Sage has begun to lose her balance, resulting in these crystals beginning to take over. Whoever this new agent is, telling Sage not to give up is a very direct and intentional command in my opinion. It doesn't even seem to be like this person is trying to motivate her to keep trying, but rather telling her don't give up because he knows what Sage can do, and that Sage has the capability of finding her balance again. The third teaser on Agent 30 is that he may be able to save Sage from these crystals. This is hinted at the crystal statue of Sage up here, and as he speaks and the waves of colors continue, the crystals simply crack and break. It could be signifying that Sage herself is breaking those crystals because she's finding her balance again, or it could be that Agent 30 is doing it. And if he can do that to the entire statue, then it's probably hinting that he knows what Sage's condition is, and he will be able to reverse or simply break off the crystals off of her. Again, this does tie back to the second teaser that these two know each other on a personal level. And the final teaser, which you probably only know half of, is that Agent 30 is most likely going to be a healer. We know that the Valorant Protocol are in desperate need of someone who can heal them and bring back those who have been killed to life. With Sage in her current state, she can't do this, but it's possible that Agent 30 can. He's going to have his own special healing abilities to probably help out the protocol, including Sage, but the healing may be different in certain ways. The other part of this teaser that you may not know about is that Agent 30 can also heal the enemy team in a game. This isn't confirmed, but based off this image here, it does seem like this agent can heal both teams during a match. So he's like a universal healer, I guess. I'm not too sure how this would work, but we will have to wait and see until we get more teasers and information from the devs on this. And to conclude the lore update on this, because we see Sage trying to save Reyna here with Brimstone still down, we already know that Brimstone has been healed and back on his feet. So it's possible that after this brief encounter with Agent 30, Sage was able to find the strength to save Reyna and then Brimstone and possibly Raze. And there's also the burning question as to why Omega Viper left Alpha Killjoy alive to begin with. They killed basically everyone there, but left Killjoy alive and basically untouched, and she had to go and tell the whole story to the rest of the protocol. I think this was done intentionally to hurt Killjoy even more by killing off Raze, who is in a relationship with Killjoy, and rather than killing both of them together, Omega Viper only killed one and left the other alive to feel the pain of having someone they love be hurt. And I think this is just payback for what happened to Omega Viper, with Omega Chamber being critically injured and her living through the constant pain of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What theories and ideas do you guys have about Agent 30's abilities and lore story? Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on future lore and update videos on Agent 30. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.